ETH, we start with daily chart. You want to see how we can look at the chart. And since we have been looking for buy, and this is what we get. All right. The first things I need to highlight here, as we can see, if we put our line here, we didn't see the breakout of the previous top. As we can see the price tag, and no, we could, I mean, it couldn't break. No one see what's the next. Okay, this is what where we need to be quite careful. If I remove this line, now we want to see whether, because if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for this one as a flat, and we mentioned if this is the last wave, we can look for continuity reversal. But even if he wants to put this one as the last wave, the price just tagged the previous low, there was no breakout. Okay, and if he wants to put this one in relative to the first one as the first and the first and the last wave, in terms of the length and the times, they are not really matched. Okay, that's why we need to be quite careful. Since the price couldn't break the previous top, there is a possibility we can look at this one as a flat. Okay, and this flat will be within this wave. That means the first down move, flat for one more drop, and this one can turn to a last extension wave, and this is the only correction within the first and the last one. Okay, now we need to be quite careful about this, because very clear that what we can see here, since the price couldn't break the previous top, it can turn to a flat. And as we know, most of the chart nowadays they following each other, but if there is a continuation for the price, I mean the uptrend, there is a possibility we see the charts, they are not following as what we have been seeing within this one. Okay, that's mean from what I can see here from the Bitcoin and the ETH, the structure is quite different. Because for the, even if you put this one as a correction, that's mean if you're looking at this one, the price for the ETH couldn't retest the previous top, which is somewhere around 2750 or 2900. Okay, that's why right now this is what I can see here. I'm looking, we need to be quite careful about this flat unless we see the daily correction. If we see the daily correction, we can expect for continuation. Okay, it doesn't mean the price cannot continue. I don't want to say the price cannot continue, but what we can see here technically is showing us a flat. We need to be quite careful. If the price cannot break the previous top, the next down move, it can give us similar to what we have here. Okay, now I want to see how we can look at the chart. If I move to forward chart, okay, and again, if you refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, we wanted to see the breakout of this zone. That's mean breakout of 2450 following by 2650. And as we can see, this is what we get. The price broke the previous top as a sharp move, then drop. That's one. That means like the price tagged the previous top and there was no breakout. Okay. And no one see what's the next. How we can look for trade pair, because from what we can see here, we have a sharp move and we can have a correction. If we want to look at the chart in terms of the technical analysis and the Elliott wave, we need to get one more drop. If we get one more drop, if this one turn to a flat, then we can expect for one move up. Okay, but in the bigger picture, from what we can see here, we see this one as a flat. All right, now the question is whether this is a flat and this is the start of the down move, because what we see here is a sharp move and correction, or we can expect to get one more drop and this one turn to internal flat in relative to this for one move up. Then from there we want to see whether the price can break this zone or not. Okay, that means this one can turn to a continuation for up move or not. We need to confirm about that. Okay, but this is what we can, how we can look at the chart. But the only things right now, the only question is how we can look at this and how we can trade it. Whether at least if you want to look for buying in the based on forward chart, what I prefer to get one more drop. The reason is with the breakout of the previous low, we can confirm whether this is the start of the up down move, whether this is the only flat, or one more drop can give us this one turn to flat. That's why the next drop, if we get any drop, at least with the retest of the previous low, we can confirm whether this is the start of the down move, or we can expect this one turn to internal flat for continuation for one move up. Okay, but how we can look at the trade right now, we don't have any trade set up. And even we can expect this one for extension, I mean continuation. With the retest the previous top, we get one more drop, this one turn to a flat for continuation. That's why if he wants to look for buy, we need to be quite careful. It's simply because of this sharp move. And beside that, we need to know about this flat. Okay, now how we can look at the chart and how we can look at the trade mostly. If we move to 1 hour chart, the first things is, if he wants to look for buy, okay, what I prefer to get one more drop, because I want to confirm this move. And I mean, we need to get one more drop to confirm with this, because at that times, if we see the flat and the price at least retest 2150, if we see there is no breakout, we can from there we can confirm with this flat. Then any reversal from there, we will take the trade. Okay, that means this is what we can expect and what we're looking for. All right, now whether the price is going to drop from here, or we can expect to get one move up, at least retest the previous top for one more drop. Which one? Right now we need to see internally how we can look at this. Can we look at this one as a correction in relative to this? That means we expect one move up, price drop before we get the next move. All right, now how we can look at the trade. If you want to look for trade for the short term trade, simply we're looking at this part. That means we move to 15-minute. It's similar to what I explained based on for Bitcoin. Okay, if I want, we have the similar movement. If I want to look at this one as a short move flag, the only way to look for trade as a short-term trade, we put our entry above the stop, which is somewhere around 2330. And what we want the price sharply break and continue as a sharp move, not the corrective move. And in that case, as long as the price broke 2350, we move our stop loss as a break even. That means if anyone wants to trade for the short term based on 15-minute, the only way is to put our entry at this stop, which is 2330. And what we want to see the continuation as a sharp move. And with the breakout of 2350, we move our stop loss to break even. If there is a continuation, we just let it go. If not, we take out the trade, and we are not going to keep the trade more than 2 hours. All right, because as I mentioned, based on 1 hour chart, still we can look at this one as a flat internal correction relative to this for one move up. Then if the price cannot continue, we can expect to get one more drop, because we're looking at this one as a flat. Then any continuation from there, we will take the trade. Okay, this is the only way we can look at the trade. Look for trade based on 15-minute. And if I move to 1 hour chart, what I'm expecting, if we get one move up, we can confirm with the internal correction at the first correction and the last. And if the price cannot break the previous top, mostly we can expect to get one more drop. Then any reversal from there, we will take the trade. All right, but as I mentioned, based on forward chart, also we need to be quite careful, because what we explain right now, if we wants to look for buy, we're looking at the correction from here, because as I mentioned, based on daily chart, if the price can give us a correction here, we can look for continuation. That's why based on 1 hour chart, we explain just now, we explain how we can look at the trade from within this correction. And if we get one more drop, as I explained right now, we can expect this one turn to flat. Then any continuation for long term from there, we will take the trade. Okay, but we need to get the confirmation as a correction, and it can give us a confirmation for continuation, because simply we cannot look for buy, because from what we can see here in the bigger picture, this one can turn to flat. And even if we see this one as a sharp move correction, we can expect the price to retest the previous low. We need to be really careful about this. Okay, and just now we mentioned how we can look for trade based on 15-minute. This is the optional, whether the traders they want to take the trade or not. This is the short term trade, and we can take this trade in case the price give us a continuation from here. It didn't follow as what we expected. because the market doesn't follow all the times as what we are expecting, and even sometimes they're not really follow the technical analysis because we have the fundamental beside that. Okay, but anyway, in this case we just follow the chart. If I see any update I will share, and if anyone wants to look for buy from, I mean, within this move, they need to be really careful because, as I mentioned, any trade is a short-term trade. We haven't confirmed with a bigger correction as a flat, and even we mentioned as I mentioned, based on forward chart in the bigger picture, we can expect the price to drop. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.